an apology. Because growing up in America, it was not cool to be African.
It wasn't cool to be African. It was not cool to be who you are. I only wanted to be all of who I am. So I don't share in this sentiment at all. I did remember hearing children saying things like that. African booty snatcher. African booty scratcher. You see, I can't even pronounce it. My mother would never allow such words to come out of our mouth. I only wanted to be myself. So as soon as I found my way out of my community, I went and mixed up with people that looked just like me, where I did not stand out, I was not cast out, I was not ridiculed, I was not insulted. So a lot of people think now that being African is cool. They still see it as something outside of themselves. They still see it as something that is not part of who they are. So I don't really share in that sentiment. I would say it's time to catch up. And that's not with any disrespect. If you read the book Barracoon by Zora Neale Hurston, there are some parts of that book in which Cudjoe talked about being ridiculed by Africans that had been in America for a long time, who had long since forgotten how they became slaves in America. Where did their people come from? So when they were trying to build their own church, their own school, I'm talking about Cudjoe Lewis and his family members, they were ridiculed. They were ridiculed. When his children went to school, they were ridiculed, insulted, beat up on. And I have seen this happen all throughout my childhood against children who looked very African, children like myself. And the only reason why they didn't really beat up on me is because I kept them laughing. You know how out in the world where you don't really want to ruffle the feathers of those who think you have an attitude? So they say, we got to shuck and jive. You got to grin and all of that. Well, I shucked and jived in my own community. Yes, I did. Just to be left the hell alone. But those who wasn't about that life, those who didn't mind fighting, those who always grew up fighting, they watched their whole family fight because of how they looked. Those children kept right on fighting. So this being African thing, being cool, what is that, a trend? Is that something that you're going to outgrow when someone tells you it's no longer cool to be yourself? This is not about the other. This is really about you and how you look at yourself. This is really about how you look at yourself. So now you see me. That's why I say we have to spend more time dealing with the issues that are internal. Asking for other people to love you, to see you, to acknowledge you more than you acknowledge yourself is ludicrous. It's ludicrous. You know, sometimes you see people fussing with folk talking about, you don't see me, I don't exist to you. Why do you want other people to see you, to acknowledge you, when you don't even acknowledge your own people? It doesn't work that way.